Hi guys, this is Vishalia from Trapcode. So in this video, we will understand how to use custom component. So there are several scenarios where you want to use something. Let's say you want to build some table, or you want to create some chart, or maybe some map. And there are a lot of things which you want to build, and let's say those are not supported by default, right? So how to do it? So we have added a component where you can actually build your own components, and then you can reuse it as many times as you want. So in this example, we'll see how to create some components with some static data. So we'll create a chart. We'll try to create a data table, maybe some cards, and then see how that can be used, right? So let's go and try to create a table which do not exist by default in Trapcode. So I want some different type of table. Okay, so let me give you an example. So let's say this is a library called Tabulator, and it supports some different type of nice looking tables. And let's say you need a table like this in a project, and we don't have a component for this table. So you can actually build a component to build a table like this. So to use custom component, you need some basic understanding of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, because those things will be needed. Okay, so only use it when you are comfortable that you can actually do some like understand the code of HTML, CSS, and these plugins, right? So let's do this. So let's build a table like this. Okay, so this is the source of the table, and this is the documentation, right, of Tabulator. So first of all, I need to include the CDN, which is I need to include the CSS or the JS libraries of the plugin which I am planning to use, or the particular Tabulator. And then after that, we'll see how that can be used in Trapcode to build custom component. So first of all, I'll go to the documentation and go to the installation or quick start, like whatever it is, right? So here we're not installing it as npm or power. We'll just go and ask for the CDN, that okay, from where the self-hosted version is coming. So this is a CDN for CSS, and this is a CDN for JS. So typically when you are adding any new component or new plugin, you will get the library for style sheet, that is the CSS file, and the JavaScript, right? So I'll use this. Now let's go and see how we build it in Trapcode. So I'll go to the Trapcode. So I have a project. As of now, it has nothing. It's a blank page. Now let's go to the project settings and go to this custom component part, right? So here, go to this custom component part. So here we will actually build the component for that particular table. Okay. So I'll name the component, let's say table. Okay. I'll just save. Now you see it is giving me several options. It is saying give me the CSS URL, give me the JavaScript URL, HTML code to build that table, CSS code, if any, or JavaScript code, if any. So I'll explain you how all these things works. Okay. So I'll go back to Tabulator. So here, this is the link for the CSS. So I'll just copy it, Control C. I'll come back here, and in the CSS URL, I can just paste this. Just make sure you don't end up pasting white spaces. Just remove them if there are any. So this is done. Now let's go and copy the script file. So here you see in the JavaScript, I'll just copy the script. So you can copy the URL, or you can copy the full with tags, right? With the script tags and with style tags. This is fine. So we have imported the CSS and the JS file. Now let's go and build a table. Yeah, always make sure that you include the URLs which has the complete link, right? Don't include the URL which are relative, right? Because this CSS or JS does not exist in the Trapcode project. It has to come from some central repository, right? So this is the complete URL, right? So let's go and see the example. So I'll go to the examples again, and let's find the table which we want to build. Okay. Okay, so let's say we want to build a table like this. Okay, so I'll go copy this HTML code and then just paste in the HTML text. So here you see this is the HTML. So I'll just update it. Then I'll say JavaScript. So this all will go into the JavaScript block. So I'll just copy this and go to the JavaScript and then paste this, which is fine. CSS, I am not seeing anything. So I think CSS is already coming from CSS file, so it's not needed. So I leave the CSS blank. So I just update it. Okay, so we have copied the JavaScript code. We have CSS not needed. We have copied the HTML code and the related CDN for JavaScript and CSS libraries. Right, so I think this is good. Now let's go to the page and use this custom component. So I'll go to my components folder and drag and drop this icon, which is custom component, and go to the settings. So this is giving me an option that which particular component you want to render here, right? So I'll say tabulator table. This is the one which we just created. Okay, and I'll just select it. So here it will not show you anything. So this is a work in progress where we can show the preview, but as of now, you won't see anything here. You will only see in the preview and the publish mode, right? So now I'll go and click preview. So here you see this is the table which is coming from that particular uh, custom component. So now your Trapcode project has this capability to basically build the table, and you see all these features, whatever are supported by default in the table is here. Let's say you want to add some more data to this. So I can go back to my custom component and then just change in the code where I have added it. So I'll go here, edit this. So it has like some column. So let's just add one more. So as of now, we are just doing everything with the static data. I'll cover in the next video that how to basically bring data of Trapcode database or from some external API and display it here. Right. So I'll just update this block. So I've added one more column, sorry, one more row. So that should appear here. So you see, this is the one which I just added. So this way I'm able to basically use a table which does not exist in Trapcode, but now I build my own component to basically build this table. Let's do something else. So let's build a chart which does not exist. Okay. So let's say this is library, which is Apex chart. It supports several different type of charts. And let's say I want to build some chart in my Trapcode project, and the chart are not available by default. So let's see how that can be done. Let's say I need this chart, which is a column chart. Okay. Or maybe this area chart. Then I want to display some stack area chart like this. So how that can be done? Right. So here I am seeing the JavaScript code, but before that we need the CDN library for JavaScript plugin, right? So we go to the installation section. I think it should be here in the docs. Let's go and see. So this is the installation with NPM. We don't need this. We need the direct URL. So this is the direct URL for this chart library. So I can just copy this. I go back to my Trapcode project. Let's create one more custom component. Say chart demo. Save. Now same thing, CSS URL, it's not giving any CSS, it's asking only JavaScript. Okay, so I'll say JavaScript URL, which is this. That's all. Now the HTML code, let's go back to the example which we wanted to copy. So we want to build a chart like this. And here, if you see, if you know some coding, so this is not an HTML code, this is actually JavaScript code, which is generating this chart. So I can just copy the whole code. Oh, let's see if there is a way. There is no way. So I'll just select it. I'll go back and I'll paste in the JavaScript. So this is good. Now, since I understand with technology, so it is actually adding the chart to a div, which its name is chart, div ID is chart. So we will have to go in the HTML and add a similar div, right? So that the chart will get built on that particular div. So I'll just say div ID is equal to chart. And then just close the div. Right. So this level of understanding you need to have so that you can actually build it rightly. Right. Sorry, I've added in the CSS code. It should go in the HTML code. Okay. Yes. So div opening tag, ID of the div, and then div closing tag. I'll update this. This is done. And I'll also update this. So I have added the library to bring the chart library. I have created a div to display the chart on the div, and then I added the JavaScript code to actually build the actual chart, right? And all this data is static, so ignore it for now. We'll cover in the next video. I'll go back to my page again. And let's say I need this chart. Okay. So what I'll do, go to the components and drop the custom component again, right? This time I'll say select chart, right? Because I want to display chart just below the table. Okay. And I'll go to my preview and reload the page. And the chart is here. So you see, we're actually able to draw the chart, which was not supported by a Trapcode component, but you can actually build your own component. This way you can like build anything which is supported by JavaScript, jQuery, or any like front-end library. You can build tables, chart, graph, drop down, color picker, date picker, whatever you need. So we'll cover more this in the coming videos. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.